fans. This is Ronnie Kohler here from Coach Kohler Fitness. Today I'm going to give you a demonstration of a few exercises that focuses on the 4 basic movements of your abdominal section, which are flexation, stabilization, lateral flexion, and rotation.
Coach Kohler, can you give us a demonstration of crunches?
All right, I'm going to give you a demonstration of crunches. Crunches focuses on flexation. All right. First things first, when you're doing crunches, you want to make sure that you disengage your hip flexors when you're doing your crunches. The way you disengage your hip flexors, you want to thrust your hips forward, almost like you're raising your hips up, but you're not. So now, if I was to take my hand, I can stick it into my lower lumbar, right? By flexing my hips up, I just disengage. As you can see, I can't stick it up here. I can't stick it up under here, all right? So I'm going to do crunches. And that's the correct way of doing crunches.
Coach Kohler, can you give us a demonstration of crunches on a stability ball?
I can do crunches on stability balls too. Here's my stability ball. Make sure you're nice and relaxed on your stability ball. Roll out. Do the same thing. The good thing about doing crunches on a stability ball is because the stability ball is going to aid you in taking out your hip flexors. All right? So once again, another thing before I start, you want to make sure that you synchronize your breathing with the movement. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Before we leave right here, I also want to show you that you can actually do crunches, weighted crunches, on a stability ball with your dumbbells. Make sure you get you a nice heavy weight. Not too heavy because you always want to maintain control. Start in the down position. Raise your arms straight up. And you crunch.
Coach Kohler, can you give us a demonstration focusing on lower abdominals, reverse crunches?
I can give you a demonstration of reverse crunches. Once again, you want to make sure whenever you're doing any kind of abdominal exercise, isolation abdominal exercises, you want to make sure that you disengage your hip flexors. By thrusting your hips forward. Boom. Disengage. Reverse crunch. And that's a reverse crunch.
Now can you give us a demonstration of leg lift variations?
Leg lift variations. On your back. Comfortable position. You just simply lift your legs. You can also go alternate legs. That's leg lift variations.
Lastly, can you give us a demonstration of stability ball jackknives?
Stability ball jackknives. I highly recommend, if you guys do not have strong abs, not do this. But this is one of my favorite exercises, and it really puts a lot of emphasis on your lower abdominals. Keep a stability ball here. Start off in a plank position. Make sure you're straight. Tighten your quads, tighten your glutes. Make sure your rectus abdominis and your transverse abdominals are tight and sucked in. After you build a little strength, you can mix it up a little bit.
Coach Cola, you talked about rotation. Can you give us a demonstration of workouts that focus on your obliques, like Russian twist?
All right. Remember, there's 4 basic movements. This is the second one. It focuses on rotation, which works on your obliques, your internal and your external obliques. Russian twist. For those of you that have done P90X, you know what Russian twists are. But those of you that haven't, this is the demonstration. You want to bend back in a 45-degree angle, and you want to twist from side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4. After you get a little strength, you can do variations of that, like raising the legs up. We're going to find your balance point and twist. 2, 3, 4. That's a Russian twist.
Now can you give us a demonstration of side bends?
Side bends. You want to make sure that you get a heavy enough weight. Do not get 2 weights in both hands. 1 weight. Feet shoulder width apart. Side bend. 1. Both sides. That's a side bend.
Coach Cola, you also talked about lateral flexion. Can you give us a demonstration of windmills?
All right. Lateral flexion focuses on your internal and external obliques also. Demonstration. Windmill. Make sure you have a heavy enough weight. Hold it overhead. And you bend down while keeping this overhead. 2, 3, 4. That's a windmill.
Now can you give us a demonstration of Saxon side bends?
Saxon side bends, you would need 2 weights. Make sure you have a heavy enough weight. Always keep control. Both weights overhead. And you bend from side to side. And that's the Saxon side. All right. The last core movement we're going to focus on is stabilization. A lot of planks. Now, ladies, for those of you that carry a lot of weight around the lower portion of your belly, you can do what I call a vacuum. Now, if you focus right here, this is called your transverse abdominals, or TVA for short. Now, to do a correct vacuum, what you want to do, you want to tuck that in really tight. But when you exhale, you want to make sure that you keep it sucked in. If you do that continuously, do it daily if you can. Eventually, this area is going to get stronger and it's going to naturally hold in the lower part of the stomach in flat. Now, to aid in that, what we can do variations of planks, side planks, and you can even do renegade rows. Matter of fact, those are the demonstrations I'm going to give you today. Start with a plank. Plank on the knees. That's one variation. That's the second variation. And as you can see, I'm always keeping this tucked in and tight. Do not slouch. This is not helping you. Keep your back straight. After you build up enough strength, boom, you go up on your toes. As you can see, my feet are wide. That gives me a wider base, which makes it easier. You want to make it harder? Bring your feet in close. Once you get even more strength, you can do variations in this position. You raise your feet up. You raise your feet up. All right? And that's a plank. Next demonstration we're going to talk about are side planks. Not only does it work your obliques, but it works your transverse abdominis and your rectus abdominis. All right? I'm going to raise my shirt up here a little bit so you can always see the position that my abs are in. Those of you that have weak abs, you can start on your knees. Side plank. As you can see, I'm tucking in my TVA right here. Get a little strength, you can raise it up. More strength, raise your hand up. Get a little stronger, you can raise the leg up. Side plank. You can also do side plank snatches. Have a little weight right here, in a plank position. Snatch. 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 Always tucking this in, always tucking in your TVA. Alright? And that's the side. Last exercise that we're going to show you guys is what you call a renegade row. It also assists in your stabilization. Have my 2 weights. Make sure you have enough weight. Start from the plank position. You have a wide base for this, especially when you're doing heavy weight. You want to make sure that your abs are tight, TVA tucked in. Ladies, remember that TVA. Always tuck that in. Tighten your glutes, tighten your quads. For the advanced movement, you can start with a push-up, renegade row. Renegade row. Push-up. Renegade row. Renegade row. The purpose of this is when you're lifting weights, do not torque your hips. Keep them straight. Do not torque like this. Do not torque like that. Keep straight at all times. And that's the renegade row. I hope this video was very educational for you guys. If you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to reach out. I can be reached at www.coachcolafitness.com. That's C-O-L-A, Cola.